Ubisoft just dropped the Year 2 showcase for Skull and Bones. It was about 12 minutes long, not too long, and they basically went over what we can expect when it comes to Year 2 of Skull and Bones. Faction Wars. There will be 4 seasons total. The first season starting tomorrow, Ascent into Chaos. And then in the summer, Oaths of War, which will be season 2. Season 3 in the fall, Guts and Glory. And then the final season will be Eye of the Beast, probably sometime in November or December. So this is what you can basically expect with Season 1. By the way, Yuji and I are going to be streaming Season 1, Ascent into Chaos, tomorrow, Tuesday, on my channel and his channel. I don't know exactly what time we're going to start, but I'll let y'all know via socials. So they're going to be adding Item Ascension, which will basically allow you to upgrade your weapons. That'll be kind of interesting. World Tiers, which will allow you to test your metal. This is for players that want a bit more of a challenge in Skull and Bones. So there's going to be new World Tiers. Also coming in Season 1 is a medium-sized siege ship with impressive explosive power. There are large ships coming, but not in Season 1. And the PvP mode is finally being added, Death Tides, so that will be interesting. We'll be able to check out Death Tides as part of Season 1 of Ascent into Chaos. I don't know if they're going to roll all this out day 1. No, they're not, because it says coming mid-season. So we'll have to wait till mid-season 1 before we can try out Death Tides, the long-awaited PvP mode for Skull and Bones. Now with Death Tides, this is what they basically say is, think you have what it takes to outwit other captains. Choose one of the preset ships or bring your own loadout to battle it out in 4 unique maps in Death Tides. So there's going to be 4 maps that they're going to be adding for Death Tides, the new PvP mode, which they've been working on for a quick minute. Hopefully by the time it launches mid-season, Year 2, Season 1, it'll be well worth the wait, especially for those of you that have been looking forward to PvP in Skull and Bones. The quick cliff notes regarding Item Ascension is basically allowing you to enhance your weapons in new ways to assert your dominance and fight the chaos. And by the way, the showcase video is linked below in the description section. Now, one of the big themes of Season 2 is they're building up this war between the French and the Dutch, and that's going to begin in Season 1. And then in Season 2, you'll be able to pick which faction you want to join between the Companion and the DMC. But the arms race is starting in Season 1, Year 2, with Ascent into Chaos. Alright, so let's talk about Season 2, Oaths of War. This is where the war actually kicks off between the French and the Dutch. You're going to have to pick a side. I guess it's going to be kind of like in Sid Meier's Pirates, where you can get letters of marque from the French, the Dutch, the Spanish, the English. But the funny thing is, in Sid Meier's Pirates, you didn't really have to pick a side. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you could actually get letters of marque for all the factions. But in Oaths of War, you're going to have to decide, do you want to be on the side of the French or the Dutch? And I guess whichever side you pick, that side will probably give you a quote-unquote letter of marque. That's just me speculating. They didn't say anything about there being a letter of marque, but that does actually make sense. They are finally adding large ships to Skull and Bones. We've been asking about this for over a year now. And the first large ship we're getting is the frigate. I predicted that that new ship was going to be a frigate. I was right for once, so hooray. We're getting a large ship, the frigate, but we have to wait till the summer in order to get the frigate, finally. I really think that they should have started Year 2 with a bang by adding the frigate in Season 1 instead of making us wait till Season 2. But that's just my opinion. We're also getting Megaforts, part of Oaths of War, in Season 2 coming out later on this summer. In the fall, we're getting Guts and Glory. Now, I don't think we're getting a ship in the fall. We get a medium siege ship in the Season 1, then the frigate in Season 2. But the fall, I don't think there's anything in the timeline about a ship at all. So no ship in Season 3 for Guts and Glory. With Season 3, a new member enters the party. Stakes have never been higher with Season 3 Guts and Glory. Who is the mysterious new rogue warlord, and how will you prepare for its arrival? So the 2 highlights for Season 3 is the officer system. They're going to add an officer system where You can add unique officers, I guess, for your ship. And land combat is going to be introduced in Season 3 of Skull and Bones. My theory is the land combat is going to be very limited to certain missions and certain islands. I don't think that we're going to be able to do combat at sea because it says land combat, not sea combat. It does look like you'll be able to use swords and muskets during land combat. And there's some like zombies you're going to have to fight. So I'm guessing that's going to be some sort of like Halloween seasonal thing where you fight off waves of zombie pirates. But yeah, if you're looking forward to land combat, you'll have to wait till the fall for Season 3, Guts and Glory. And when it comes to officers, this is what Skull and Bones says. Trust in your crew is the greatest treasure a captain can have. Choose your officer wisely to gain significant advantages and further develop your playstyle. And then in the winter, we have Year 2, Season 4, Eye of the Beast. If you're still in the search for more thrilling adventure, why don't you go ahead and stare straight into the Eye of the Beast coming in Season 4? So what they said in the showcase video is the sea people are finally pissed off at everybody, and they said enough is enough, and they summon the Kraken. So we're going to be getting the Kraken sea monster in Season 4 in the winter, November, December time period. And we're going to get our second large ship, the Corvette. So we'll get the frigate this summer. And then this winter, we'll get the Corvette. Along with the Corvette, we're also going to be getting the Hunter Guild as well as Hunter Dhow. So they're going to have a Hunter version of the Dhow that you can launch directly from the Corvette. I think that's a pretty cool idea. It'll be interesting to see how the frigates go up against Corvettes in combat. Before the launch of Year 2 Season 1, there's going to be maintenance coming up. These are the times in case you're curious about when the maintenance will happen. It'll take about 3 hours. And after that 3-hour maintenance period, that's when Year 2 Season 1 will be deployed. Sometime Tuesday, tomorrow, April 15th, is when you'll be able to set sail with Year 2 Season 1. Year 2 of Skull and Bones kicks off with a bang. Stakes are higher than ever. Tensions rise across the Indian Ocean. Year 2 Season 4 ended with the unsettling reports that the DMC are attempting to seize the opportunity to strengthen its position in the Indian Ocean. Kicking off an arms race with the French, the two mega corporations find themselves in a war to control the Indian Ocean, with the new technology fueling a new age of warfare. We went over this in a previous video regarding how everything's going to be divvied up when it comes to the pieces of 8, as well as the ship upgrade parts that you will get for any additional pieces of 8 that you happen to have, up to 300,000 pieces of 8. That's why I've been just sitting on my pieces of 8 under 300,000 in order to get as many ship upgrades as possible. Pieces of 8 will be removed from chest caches that have been obtained prior to Year 2 Season 1 in all players' inventory. So you may want to go ahead and take advantage of those chests and caches if you happen to still have them in your warehouses or cargo, because those pieces of 8 will be gone tomorrow. At Blackwood, players may choose to convert seasonal currency into sovereigns at the rate of 100 seasonal currency, only applicable to current season's Cooper bars, to 50 sovereigns. Silver will not be resetted, so it doesn't matter how much silver you have, it will not be reset, so that is good news. There will be a cap for pieces of 8. Starting tomorrow, you'll only have 50,000. That'll be your starting point tomorrow. Anything above 50,000 will be converted into ship upgrade parts, which are good for upgrading vessels, especially the medium-sized ship that we're going to be getting with Year 2 Season 1. Once again, the siege ship with quote-unquote impressive explosive power. The only thing I'll mention is the new ship is called the schooner. It's going to be available after 45 tiers in the Smuggler's Pass. It is a medium-sized ship. We already know about that. A siege ship. It's going to be explosive focused. So DPS focused ship that excels with dealing damage with its broadsides, especially efficient with explosive weaponry. And its perk will be Fury. Weapon has a hit of 30% triggered. Fury on yourself. Fury will last 15 seconds. Fury is active, increases the broadside damage by 25%. Broadside hits trigger explosion on target, which will deal 1,000 damage with 100-meter blast rage. So that's a nice splash damage right there, which can be triggered every 3 seconds. Increase damage to structure by 50%. Hitting a structure will cause it to take 30% more weak point damage for 10 seconds. You can upgrade the schooner to unlock secondary perk Volatile, available at ship upgrade rank 6. All ship upgrades equipped to the broadsides of the ship deal a bonus of 20% explosive damage and decrease explosive weapon reload time by 10%. The max ship rank is being raised from 13 to 15. The ship upgrades are also going to be moved up to level 7, so you'll now be able to move your ship up to upgrade level 7. But the masterwork kit will be required for that. Meanwhile, the costs for ship upgrade 1 through 3 have been reduced significantly to make ship upgrades more accessible. Alright, so let's talk about item Ascension. The Indian Ocean is set ablaze by a war between the mega corporations, each side looking to gain advantage over the other using increasingly powerful weapons. Origins of these ascended weapons remain a mystery, but what is known is that acquiring them may be vital to surviving the coming onslaught. The prerequisites: players will need to be at least Infamy Tier 9 when the mail will be sent to the mailbox. Read the mail to start the quest Ascension and Modification. Then make your way to the blacksmith to unlock the item Ascension feature. Blacksmiths can now ascend your weapons with powerful modifications. The 3 mods include Basic, which is general improvements, Advanced, noteworthy improvements, Special, powerful improvements with unique properties. Modification slots are assigned based on weapon rarity. We got typical common, 2 basic, 1 advanced, 1 special, uncommon, 1 basic, 1 advanced, 1 special, rare, 2 basic, 1 special, then epic, 1 basic, 1 advanced, and you can see that they're different color tiers. So you got here, you got a green one, which is basic, blue will be advanced, and special is purple, so I guess epic will probably be gold. And there'll be benefits to each one of these, and I think you'll get to add up to 3 per weapon, so that will be interesting to see how people customize it. How to ascend weapons using Ascension modules: materials such as refined materials, specialized materials, helm materials, silver pieces of 8, unlock modification slots for your weapons. Upon unlocking modification slot, random modification is automatically granted. Ascension modules can be obtained from Mythic Difficulty Chance to obtain from Final Stand, Seasoned Sea Lord, chests, World Tier 1, Shallow Waters. Guaranteed to obtain from Final Stand, Seasonal Sea Lord chests, Factional Elite Warship, the Vanderkill, Road, Madigan, World Tier 2, Cutthroat Seas. Purchasable from Blackwood and Yanata, such as limited stocks, weekly refreshes. Reforging using upgrade parts and some silver. Replace existing modifications with random new modifications. Try different combinations of modifications for your ascended weapons to fit your unique playstyle. To unlock modification in the final slot of each equipment, an additional toolkit is required. Masterwork kit. Obtain the Masterwork kit by successfully plundering the Grand Fort and the Ulston Fort in World Tier 2. Chance to obtain from Seasonal Sea Lord strong boxes in World Tier 2. Chance to obtain from the Okpok cargo. Different weapon types will have different modification pools to reforge from. The rockets, demi-cannons have lesser variants of the mod, lower proc chances to compensate. Likewise, certain modifications only allowed for certain weapons. This list is available when you open the Weapon Ascension service at the blacksmith. Here are some examples. So, basic mod can add between 7.5 to 12.5% damage by burning. Advanced mods for weapons capable of plying a blaze increases existing burning damage by 22.5 to 37.5%. A basic mod reduces reload time by 6.8 to 11.3%. The advanced mod for targets with 25% hull health or less. Hits have 9 to 15% chance to instantly destroy them. For the elite targets, the effects reduce remaining hull health by 3% instead of instant destruction. Below is the demi-cannon and rocket variant for targets of 25% hull health or less. Hits have 2.3 to 3.8% chance of instantly destroying them. For elite targets, the effect reduces remaining hull health by 3% instead of instant destruction. The special mod, Repair Only, hits also grant 50 extra armor on the target for 10 seconds. Effects can be stacked up to 5 times. Also increases repair amount by 4.8 to 7.2%. There's a lot more to go over in the patch notes, but I thought I'd at least touch on the item Ascension because I think that's going to be interesting for upgrading our weapons aboard our ships. But there's so much more here to discuss. We got the world tiers, which is basically for players that want a bit more of a challenge. So I'll talk about that really quick. The Ascension Mastery. Fleets of the Sea Lords have cemented their dominance in different regions of the Indian Ocean, controlling major trade routes in the flow of the Ascension modules. Lieutenants of the fleet, elite warships have bolstered their firepower and now ripe for acquiring the Masterworks kits. Upon entering World Tier 2, the Cutthroat Seas, players will receive the Ascension Mastery Infamy quest. Complete the quest, works towards ascending your weapon or ship to its highest tier. But yeah, there's a lot more stuff to talk about in the patch notes, and some of it may not interest a lot of you, and there's probably a few of you that might want to go through here and read over every little detail. Apparently, we're getting a new pet, the Tiger Club, available from the Season Pass, unlocking 70 tiers. And the seasonal currency, we already knew about this, the Cooper Bar, so we're getting Cooper Bar seasonal currency, along with new equipment at Blackwood. We're also getting a new Season Pass. There's going to be a time-limited event coming up, from the 6th of May to June 10th, called the Honorless. And by the way, there's also going to be a patch exclusively for players that play Skull and Bones on the PS5 Pro. So maybe that'll add some additional enhancements for your experience in the high seas of Skull and Bones on the PS5 Pro. Showcase video and the patch notes linked below in the description section. And once again, Yuji and I are going to be streaming Skull and Bones Year 2 Season 1 sometime Tuesday. And we'll be checking out all the basic stuff, and we'll give you all our thoughts as we're sailing around in Skull and Bones Year 2. And once again, we do have a new medium-sized ship coming that you'll be able to unlock via the Smuggler's Pass. I think it's you have to reach 45 tiers to get the blueprint for the schooner. So it might take a quick minute before you're able to get that ship. And then we have to wait till the summer to get the frigate. And then the winter to get the Corvette. So we're getting at least 2 large ships for Skull and Bones. Whether or not we end up getting a Year 3 remains to be seen. But overall, Year 2 does look somewhat promising. But obviously, they're definitely spreading out the content, stretching it out, trying to make it last throughout the year. I hope that Year 2 is enough to bring more players to Skull and Bones. And there's also a free weekend coming up, April 17th through the 21st. But once again, not trying to sound like a parrot, but I still think that Skull and Bones would be better off if it went free to play and relied on microtransactions through the store, the cosmetics, as well as the Smuggler's Pass in order to boost the player count. Who knows, maybe eventually they'll make Skull and Bones free for a month via PlayStation Plus, especially since they have this unique patch coming out for the PS5 Pro. But I still think that Season 1, Year 2 would start off with a much larger bang if they would have kicked it off with the ability to get the frigate and move the schooner to the summer. But hopefully the frigate will be well worth the wait, even though the summer is still a few months away. So when it comes to Year 2 of Skull and Bones, what's your honest opinion? Are you optimistic? Are you still somewhere in the middle? Or do you think that this is too little, too late for the future of Skull and Bones? Your thoughts, views, and opinions, welcome, as always, below in the comments section.